Got the hottest stories you've ever seen, from Hollywood nights to the latest tea. If it's breaking news, it's breaking with me. The next big story's coming soon that will have the internet talking. From fashion to drama, we bring the truth. Fresh updates every day for you. Everybody's tuned in, everybody wants to know who's making headlines. Come on, let's go. Locked on Celeb News, we lead away. Tune in with Diane Cal. Everybody's tuned in, everybody wants to know who's making headlines. Come on, let's go. Locked on Celeb News, we lead away. Tune in with Diane Cal.
Y'all, can we talk about this drain plug situation for a minute? Because I don't think enough people understand just how serious this really is. Everybody keeps saying it's just a drain plug. Nah, it ain't just a drain plug. On a 22-foot Triton like the one involved out there at Horn Island, that little plug is what keeps water from coming into the boat. That's literally its job. Now imagine this. If that plug gets pulled while that boat is floating, water don't ask permission, it starts coming in. Take a look at this content creator. Aja Holla, she has some good reportings on the Nolan Wells case. She on TikTok and Instagram, please follow her. Let's take a look at her take on the drain plug situation.
Boat wasn't having a bilge pump or bilge pump issue. It says verbatim, we have an issue where we have finally trimmed down the boat.
Now let me explain in context what they said, because a lot of folks don't really know how a boat works. When people say they trimmed the boat down, they talking about dropping the front of that boat, the bow, closer to the water. And why does that matter? Because when that water getting rough and then waves start acting up, trimming the boat down helps keep it more stable. It gives you more control instead of the front of the boat bouncing all over the place. Now, let's say you got a boat full of people, coolers, fishing gear, all that extra weight. Trimming it down also helps that boat get up on plane a whole lot quicker. Instead of the front pointing up in the sky while you're trying to take off, the boat levels out and gets moving like it's supposed to.
They all move to one side of the boat. When you trim down the motor to get it on the right plane, that means that you drop the bow. This is how you are supposed to get the actual boat from being completely still to an accelerated speed fast. That they left the trim down when trying to accelerate off the island at a very fast speed, and this is what blew the bilge pump. If the trim is not up when you try to take down, it causes water to back up in the bilge. The trim is left up, the bow shoots high into the air during acceleration, forcing all loose bilge water to rush to the very back of the hull. This is why they all tried to do the emergency maneuver where they move forward. This traps water in the boat and specifically at the bilge pump.
And if the boat is moving, it's still taking on water. Yeah, some boats got bilge pumps, but them pumps ain't magic. They made to get rid of normal water, rainwater, little splashes, not to fight a hole that's constantly letting the Gulf come inside your boat. If that pump can't keep up, now the boat getting heavier. It starts sitting lower, handling different, becoming unstable, and eventually it can swamp or even sink. That's basic boating knowledge.
Did an emergency remover that everyone knows about, and this fucked up the bilge pump and it started to take on water. Bilge pump wasn't an issue until they made it a quarter mile offshore, like he said, at 40 miles per hour, because they didn't take the emergency brake, and the maneuver that they used to try to get the bow back up fucked everything up on the boat. Question is, what type of panic or event ensued that y'all were moving so fast, the boys who've known boats since they were children, that y'all forgot to do the simplest thing when trying to accelerate?
So here's the question people been asking. If the allegations about somebody pulling that drain plug are true, why ain't that one of the biggest conversations in this whole case? Because that wouldn't be no joke. That wouldn't be no harmless prank. That would be something that could put every single person on that boat in danger. See, this is why people want answers. Who had access to the boat? When was the plug last seen in place? Did anybody actually see somebody messing with it? Was it recovered? Was it documented? Was it tested? Those are fair questions. Because if something happened to that plug before everything went left, that's information people deserve to know. And let's be real, Nabeat. If this had happened to somebody in your family, you'd be asking every single one of these questions too. Nobody asking investigators to make something up. Nobody asking for rumors. People asking for facts. Show us the evidence. Show us the timeline. Tell us what the investigation found. Because when somebody loses their life, every detail matters. Every minute matters. Every witness matters. Every piece of evidence matters. A drain plug might be small, but what it can cause is huge. So until every question is answered with real evidence, people are going to keep asking. Not because they're trying to start drama, because they're trying to understand exactly what happened to Nolan Wells. And if there was negligence, or if somebody intentionally did something that put lives at risk, then whoever responsible needs to be held accountable. That's why this conversation ain't going away. What do y'all think about this whole situations with the boat taking on water? Was it human error that caused the issue? Or was it even really taking on water? I would love to know your thoughts. Drop them in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Oh.